Hey legends, I hope you're ready for a sad old story because man, oh man, is it a lesson learned. I think something we can all learn from because it has had absolutely devastating consequences to the tune of around about 200 points this week. So with that in mind, let's get into it. Alrighty, so you may remember when we showed our round 8 trades that the big idea essentially was to get rid of Fogs and to get rid of Ponga, and to bring in Nicho Hynes and Reece Walsh. Two easy trades. It would have made Nicho Hynes our captain, and we'll just jump over to what that looked like. So here you go. This was the plan. I thought it was locked in. We were ready to go. We were looking sweet. Nicho Hynes was the captain. Reece Walsh locked in down here in our wing fullback position for Kalen Ponga. Life was looking sweet. We were really happy. And then at exactly 2:01 p.m. Anzac Day, I log on to the app, and to my surprise,
you blew it, boy! You really blew it!
You blew it! You had it all and you blew it!
Boom! Jamal Fogarty was locked in as my captain. And not only that, he was locked in, I couldn't move him. And Trebojevic down here was my vice captain, so also couldn't even captain Cleary. I must admit I went absolutely pale. All my mates roasted me, my family roasted me, because what I didn't do was make sure those trades were 100% locked in before kickoff. The mistake I actually made was I left the team open in one browser and it was refreshed in another. So the refreshed one took me back to the original team. But on screen, I could still see the updated team with Nicho Hynes. And then obviously, when the game kicked off, it reverted to that refresh team that went back to Jamal Fogarty as captain. And by then, it was too late. Everything was locked in, and I couldn't make a lot of changes. So I was pretty much locked out of those original plans, and I kind of had to do a few things on the fly. So first up, we couldn't touch Fogs, and we couldn't touch Turbo, but I still could have a play for Ponga. So what I ended up doing was essentially this. So we had a little bit of time at that point. I had the opportunity to see Terrell May and his terrible 16, absolutely disgraceful. So at that point, it kind of forced us in a decision to make around what are we going to do with our middles? Can we make a play there? And that's exactly what I did. I ended up going and getting Maxi Plath. So that was one easy trade out for Ponga. And the other guy I got rid of was Burbo from our emergencies, because obviously he wasn't playing anyway because he was injured, and we went and got Trey Fuller. In the end, I think that worked out pretty well because there was a couple of other pivots that I was able to make. So first up, Lockie Galvin down here. We were able to scramble and get his points for Fogarty. So he came as my emergency to really cover Fogarty and him not playing. We were able to observe Lusick. And obviously he got a very disappointing 27 as well, which meant that I could then jump Arthur's up into this interchange number 4 spot, and he picked up his 48. So really happy with that. I think the reserves that we chose were really good. 57 from Plath, 54 from Fini Fuyeki, 36 from Piakura, obviously the 48 from Arthur's. We didn't have to go with the 27 from Lusick, and we got 55 for Fogs, which I was pretty happy about. So all of that meant that I scrambled to a not so impressive 792 points, which overall was not too bad. Definitely not as bad as it could have been, but it's approximately 200 points short of where we could have been if we'd have got Nicho Hynes as captain. So this week it has absolutely cost me a very painful, a very ridiculous 200 points to not have Nicho Hynes. Now I've got to think about how do I continue to make it up. Now Nicho Hynes, he's obviously gone up a lot, but I still really want him, and I think he is absolutely a trade-in target this week as well. I know he's nearly $1 million, but I think we can still get Nicho Hynes in here. Definitely want to make a play out for Terrell May, and we're thinking Jamin Jolliffe. I just think that's the right play, especially given buy coverage over the next few weeks. I'm pretty much stacked for cash, so I can pretty much go in any direction that I want to go, and that includes getting Nicho Hynes. So if we get Nicho Hynes, Jamin Jolliffe, and then a cheapie. So, there's a couple of options that we could look at for cheapies. One is obviously Armstrong at the Knights. Another guy who performed really strongly was KO Weeks, so he might be a good option given that he has a bit of dual flexibility. McKaylee up at the Cows, I think he might be pretty good as well, especially if he continues to get more and more minutes. He looked pretty impressive in the very limited amount of time that he did get. We might have another look at Sanders at the Eels, just to get an understanding of how long he's likely to play for in the halves alongside Dylan Brown. And on top of that, there might be another one or two that just sort of pop on the radar this week. But overall, look, I'm pretty happy. It's really unfortunate that that error happened this week, especially given that things were shaping up just to be so damn good. And obviously with Nicho Hynes popping off the way he did, it sucks that we missed out on that near 250 points. But you know what? I think we scrambled well. I learned a few lessons. There's no doubt about that. And you know what? You live, you learn, you dust yourself off, you pick yourself up, and fantasy will chew you out sometimes, but you've just got to get on with it. And hopefully you trade well, and next week, this coming week, is substantially better. So let me know how you went. It should have been an awesome round for a lot of you guys, especially if you actually locked in Nicho Hynes. Because this week, I'm hoping he's going to back it up. I'm hoping Nathan Cleary is also going to go off. We're really starting to get into some big, meaty, chunky scores now, which is awesome. And hopefully we can really start to capitalize on those as we set ourselves up for round 13. And it's round 13 that I really need at this point to make up some ranks, because obviously I've dug myself quite a hole. And from this point forward, it's really about just, taking steps to get us out of that hole as fast as possible. So there you go, guys. Look, that is my wonderful experience. I hope it worked out really well for you guys. It certainly was a lesson learned. Now, if you've liked the video, you know what to do. Smash that like button for me. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, guys, get involved in the conversation via the comment section down below. And I'll see you all in the next video.